welcome to the in-depth series section of Drishti IAS. I'm Aisha, and in today's episode we will be talking about the Tibet earthquake which has recently taken place, and more than 120 people have lost their life and many people are out of their homes. So what is the reason that this Himalayan territory, or you can say the Himalayan landscape, sees so many earthquakes? And in the last century, if we talk about, then this area of Hindu Kush region, then this area alone has seen more than 7 to 8 earthquakes of the magnitude of more than 7 on the Richter scale. Now this talks about that this area of the Himalayan range or the Hindu Kush area is very prone to earthquakes, and the earthquakes are of very great intensity. So let us first of all talk about the points of discussion. First, we will be looking at the news. Then what is earthquakes? What are the causes of earthquakes? Himalayan region, why is it so prone to earthquakes? Seismic zone map of India, and in the end prelims MCQ. Topic is of relevance from General Studies paper 1, that is geography. So the news talks about Tibet earthquake leaves 95 dead. Now this number has reached more than 120 plus. Why is the Himalayan zone seismically active? So this Himalayan zone, why is it so that this Himalayan zone sees so many deadly and you can say such huge earthquakes? As we move forward, Drishti IAS Mukherjee Nagar classes has now been shifted to Noida, and the offline batches in English medium for IAS GS foundation course covering both prelims and mains, the admissions are open for it. If you have any query, give us a call at 87501 87501. Now let's begin. So the earthquake measuring around 7 on the Richter scale hits Tibet. Now Richter scale is a scale which measures the magnitude of earthquake. So the magnitude is around 7, and magnitude of 7 earthquake is considered to be high. Then this has killed more than 120 plus people and damaging about more than 1000 houses, and according to the United States Geological Survey, around 10 earthquakes of at least magnitude 6 have occurred in the area over the past century. And when we talk about the area, it means the Hindu Kush area or the Himalayan region. Then this frequency results from the unique movements of tectonic plates that make up the Earth's crust. Now when we talk about Earth, so Earth is made up of outer layer is crust, then there is mantle, and then there is core. Now when we talk about crust and the upper mantle, because of the tectonic plate movement, majorly because of the tectonic plate movement, the earthquake occurs. Tectonic plate movement is not the only reason for the occurrence of earthquake, because there are other reasons also, like because of the faults earthquake takes place, because of volcanoes earthquake takes place, then human induced earthquakes also takes place. But if we talk about that why the majority of the earthquakes are taking place, then the reason is the tectonic plate movement. Now let us talk about what is earthquake. So basically if we talk about, then earthquake is the shaking of the earth, and you can say that it can be considered as a natural event, and it is caused due to release of energy while generates waves that travel in all direction, and this waves is seismic waves. Seismic waves is of two types, that is P waves and S waves. Now P waves run faster as compared to the S waves. Then so the waves of the earthquakes are known as seismic waves, and earthquake is caused because of the release of energy. Now when the plates, there are in total 15 major and minor plates. Now when these plates, they collide with one another, then when they collide with one another, then the release of energy takes place, and this release of energy leads to earthquake. Now vibrations are called seismic waves. They are generated from the earthquakes that travel through the earth and are recorded on instruments called seismographs. So the seismic waves are recorded on an instruments, and the name of the instrument is the seismograph. This can be asked in the PCS examination. Now if we talk about the magnitude of earth is measured by the Richter scale, like this, the recent earthquake which has taken place in Tibet, and the affected countries are Nepal, Bhutan, Bangladesh, India. So this magnitude, that what magnitude of earthquake has taken place, this is measured on the Richter scale. Now if we talk about few of the important terminologies with regard to the earthquake, so that is, what is focus? Now focus is the place of origin of earthquake. Now basically where the origin of the earthquake has taken place, like it has taken place in Tibet or Nepal, so what is the exact location of the origin of the earthquake? Then second is the epicenter. Now what is epicenter? Epicenter is a place on the ground surface which is perpendicular to the focus. Now wherever the focus is, now focus is the area where origin of the earthquake has taken place, and perpendicular to it is epicenter. Then seismology. Seismology is a branch of geology that deals with the study of earthquakes. So the study of earthquakes is known as seismology. Now seismology, epicenter and focus. Epicenter can be asked in the examination, like the UPSC in its PYQ has asked about the P waves and the S waves. Now if we talk about the causes of earthquakes, then how the earthquake takes place, what is the reason behind the occurrence of the earthquake? So basically there are few of the reasons are faults, tectonic plates, volcano or human induced earthquakes. Now we will be in detail, we will be discussing about two of the major reasons because of which the earthquake occurs, and that is, first of all, it is about fault, and second, it is about the tectonic plates. So let us first of all talks about the fault zones. So fault zones is that when the release of energy occurs along a fault. Now fault, you can, many a times you must have heard in Hindi, darar pad jana. So that fault is because of which the earthquake can take place. Now what happens is, now imagine that in total there are 15 plates, major and minor plates, like the Indian plate, Eurasian plate, the African plate, American plate. Now when these plates, they are coming in contact with each other and then they collide. Now they are one, imagine this is Indian plate, this is African plate, or you can say this is Eurasian plate. Let us take Indian plate, Eurasian plate. Now this is coming together and this collides with each other. When the two plates collide with each other, when two things collide with each other, what happens? A release of energy will take place. And when the release of energy will take place, some kinds of faults and fissures will be formed. Now because of the occurrence of the faults and fissures, earthquakes takes place. So the release of energy which occurs along a fault, because of which the fault zone earthquake takes place. A fault is a sharp break in the crustal rock. Sharp break, not completely breaking off the whole plate, it is just a break in the plate. And rocks along a fault, they tend to move in opposite directions. Then overlying rock strata press them, the friction locks them together, and their tendency to move apart from each other at some point of time overcomes the friction. And then the blocks gets deformed and they slide past one another abruptly, and this causes earthquake in the form of release of energy, and the energy waves travel in all directions. Now what happens is, this is saying that when there are two plates coming together and then they collide with each other, now what happens is release of energy will take place, and then when the collision will take place, release of energy will take place, and then again if the plates will be going in opposite directions, then again the cracks and the fissures that will be created will lead to earthquakes. And this fault zone earthquake is of many types, like for example extension, transform and compression. Now compression is when two plates are coming together. Transform is when they are moving in, one is moving in opposite direction and the other one is moving it in opposite direction of it. Then there is extension. Extension is that one block becomes little upward as compared to the other block. Now the next point is, that is the tectonic earthquake. Now tectonic plates earthquake are the reason for 90% of the earthquakes which takes place. Now most common ones are the tectonic earthquakes, and earth looks like a pretty solid place from the surface. It is actually extremely active just below the surface. It is very, very active. If you will look at this diagram, so if you will look at the map of the earth, then the outermost layer is crust, crust, and crust is solid in nature. Then you have the second layer, which is mantle. So mantle is nearly solid, not completely solid, it is nearly solid. Then you have outer core and inner core. Outer core is liquid while inner core is solid. Now this is how the layers of earth are, and it is the crust and the upper mantle which basically consists of the plates and where basically the earthquakes takes place. Now the tectonic plates that is present in the lithospheric plates. Now lithosphere is the area of upper mantle. Upper mantle area is the lithosphere which is close to crust. Now tectonic plates are constantly shifting as they drift around on the viscous or slowly flowing mantle layer below. Now the tectonic plates which are covering the mantle and is present on the outskirts of mantle, they are constantly moving, but they are moving in a very slow, they are doing a very slow movement. So this movement is gradual and is slow and it takes a lot of time. Now what happens is that when they are constantly shifting and they are drifting around from one place to another place slowly over the mantle, then non-stop movement causes stress on the earth's crust. Now see, this is the upper layer, and if something will be constantly moving below the upper layer, then that movement is causing a lot of stress on the crust. And when the stresses get too large, it leads to cracks which are known as faults, and ultimately it leads to the release of energy, and that release of energy leads to earthquake. So this is, look at this map. This map is talks about the plates of which are present around the globe. So we are basically talking about the Indian plate. So this is the Indian plate, this is the Eurasian plate, Arabian plate, Australian plate, African plate, Philippine plate. So in total there are 15 plates. Now then, apart from the tectonic plates reason and the faults, there are two more reasons because of which the earthquake takes place, and that is the volcanic earthquake and the human induced earthquakes. Volcanic earthquakes is that when the volcano comes, then the magma which comes out, and if the volcanic eruption is very large in intensity, then it can cause earthquake also, even though the earthquake might not be very large on magnitude. Then the human induced earthquake. Now earthquakes are based on the depth of focus. Now focus is the area where the origin of the earthquake takes place, so it depends a lot on the depth of focus. So the earthquakes are divided into three zones, that is shallow earthquake, intermediate earthquake and deep earthquake, and this is on the basis of the depth, that is between 0 to 700 kilometers. So first of all, there is shallow earthquakes. They have a focus of 0 to 70 kilometers. They are 0 to 70 kilometer deep. Then intermediate earthquake, focus is 70 to 300 kilometers deep, while there is then deep earthquakes that have a focus of 300 to 700 kilometers deep. Then comes next, and that is the Himalayan region. Now why is the Himalayan region so prone to earthquake, and constantly why the earthquake keeps on taking place in the Himalayan region? Now if in the last 1 century more than 7 to 8, or you can say around 10 earthquakes have taken place of magnitude around 7 and above, it means that the area is very much prone to earthquakes. So the Himalayan mountain range began forming around 40 to 50 million years ago, and Himalayas are one of the youngest mountains, and they are an example of fold mountains. And this has formed when the Eurasian and the Indian plates began pushing into each other. So the formation of Himalayas took place when the Eurasian plate on one side and the Indian plate on other side, they collided with each other. So it is an example of the convergent movement of the plates. So when the Indian plate and the Eurasian plate, they collided with each other, they converged with each other, and then the Eurasian plate subsidized and the Indian plate moves upward. So the upward movement is what has caused the fold mountains, and the Himalayas were formed. And now because this movement of the Eurasian plate and the Indian plate and the subduction of the Eurasian plate, even though the process is very slow and gradual, but still because the process is continuously going on, and this is also one of the reasons that why the earthquake keeps on taking place in this region, and also why the height of the Mount Everest is also increasing, and why the height of the Himalayas are also increasing. Now, when the Eurasian and the Indian plate first began pushing into each other, and the point of collision resulted in the uplifting of land. Point of collision means that the point where the Eurasian plate and the Indian plate, it collided with each other, and the continued stretching of the Eurasian plate led to its subsidence. Now what happens is, imagine this is Eurasian plate, this is Indian plate, and when the subduction takes place, what happens? This goes the Eurasian plate and this goes the Indian plate. Now this movement of upliftment is what causes the fold mountains, and this is the formation of the Himalayas. And because this subduction is a continuous process even in today's time, and that is why the earthquake takes place in this region. And the seismicity in the Himalayas dominantly results from the continental collision of the Indian and Eurasian plate, and they are converging at a rate of 40 to 50 millimeter per year. So per year around 40 to 50 millimeter of distance is being traveled by both the plates. Now look at this plate. Now this is, look at this example. This is Indian plate and this is the Eurasian plate. Now the movement of both the plates is taking place, and in between there is Tibetan Plateau or the Himalayas. This is Himalayas also. Now what happens is, this is Indian plate, this is Eurasian plate. Both plates are coming towards each other, and when the collision will take place, now this is Indian plate and this is Eurasian plate, and when the collision will take place and the Eurasian plate subduction and the Eurasian plate subsidence or the subduction will take place and the Indian plate will come up, then the upliftment takes place, and this upliftment takes place in the form of the mountains, and that mountains is Himalayas, and that is why whenever this collision or subduction takes place, then the earthquake happens or earthquake occurs. Now let us talk about the seismic zone map of India. So the seismic zone map of India is that it is divided into 4 zones, that is zone 2, zone 3, zone 4 and zone 5. So zone 2 is the area which is blue in color. So this area is zone 2. Then there is zone 3 and zone 4. Zone 3 is this yellow color area. Zone 4 is dark yellow, or you can say dark orangish color area. And then there is zone 5, which is the area of the northeast, or you can say the Uttarakhand region, Himachal Pradesh region. Then there is Gujarat region. So the zone 4 is very prone to earthquake. Zone 3 is zone 5 is very prone to earthquake. So these are the areas. You must have heard that the regions of northeastern states, they experience earthquakes at a very larger pace, or at a very large intensity. Now in the end, a prelims MCQ, and you people need to tell me the answer in the comment section. So consider the following statements regarding the earthquake waves, and this is also a PYQ. First, P waves are similar to sound waves, while second is S waves travel through solid materials only. Which of the statements given above is or are correct? Only one, only two, both one and two, neither one nor two. So tell me the answer in the comment section, and that's all for today. Thank you so much for watching. Till we meet next time, keep reading, keep writing and keep subscribing to the channel. Thank you.
For more informative content, like, share and subscribe, and do not forget to press the bell icon to get the notifications.